Hello, this is Brian. So, getting pretty close to the summit of Mount Peltier. Didn't shoot any video in between. Not because the scenery is bad, but got into some pretty neat conversations with some other hikers. Two nice people named Terry and Carol, and they live in Rancho Cucamonga. So I was kind of a little more focused on conversing with them, but since they've turned around to head back down the mountain, I'll do more of my filming on the way down today, so I don't miss the rest of the scenery. I'm gonna be honest, coming up this mountain is gorgeous, beautiful. I have to shoot more video on the way down, but basically just following this fire road. There's one spot where, if I remember correctly, the pavement splits off in two. You're going to bear right to keep going uphill. It's a pretty easy hike to get up and up here. It's probably only going to be about 500 feet. Getting close to the summit right now. So, since I was a little more engaged in some really interesting conversation, really didn't take a lot of video on the way up. So, this will be a hike where I do most of my filming on the way down. Let's see, getting close to the summit of Mount Peltier. Nice old pinyon pines up here too. The other group that was coming down, their dog was acting a little aggressive. The other group, there's another group, man, his wife, girlfriend, on their bikes. That's what that little bit of commotion was. Kind of pointing away from them. I don't know if they'd appreciate showing up on video. Try to be respectful when I'm out filming. So it's basically just this paved road all the way up. This last bit's a little bit steeper, but for the most of the way up, it's very gentle, easy grade. It's a little more than 2.5 miles to get up to the summit. So it'll be a little bit more than 5 miles round trip. All right. Just about to summit Mount Peltier. Finally. wanted to come up here for a long time. So here we are, communications tower, part of the Table Mtn facility. Table Mtn itself is, well, probably be able to see it from the summit. It's over that way, a 7,516 foot peak, but here we are, just about to crown Mount Peltier. Here we are, Mount Peltier summit, 7,473 feet. Let's see if there's it's an old benchmark, I think. Old benchmark or old survey marker. So this is it, Mount Peltier. Then we get the steep drop down Table Mtn Ridge. Leads down to the Mojave Desert. Quite a sight up here. Probably have to move around the facility a little bit to get good photo ops. We'll admit though, it's pretty nice up here. Wow. You do get some nice perspectives. You can see the Cajon Pass is still clouded in from that real thick layer of marine layer clouds that went really far inland. All right. Okay, so from here, you can hear my echo. It's bouncing off the buildings. Right over there is the main Table Mtn facility right there. It's where they have the astronomical observatory. Then the campground's maybe about a half mile or a mile behind it. I can see, obviously, very good clear views of Mount Baden-Powell. Then you got Blue Ridge and its glory, all sprawled out in front of us, including, right there, Wright Mountain at 8,505 feet. Believe it or not, that's the highest elevation I've hiked at this year. All those spotlight videos and those little poke around videos I did in the Sierras last week, a lot of those were at higher elevation than that. Especially the one where I did a spotlight on red fir, the spotlight on western white pine, and a little meadow area walkabout. I don't consider that hiking. That's just me rambling a little bit. So my highest hike and my highest peak climb was right there. That was back in June. Then we get Pine Mountain, the pointy one right there. Beautiful Pine Mountain. Never forget the time I went up there. It's just absolutely stunning mountain peak. So actually, it's got some of the nicest scenery in the San Gabriels. And then you can see the very top of Mount San Antonio and West Baldy. Mount San Antonio being the only 10,000 plus foot peak in the awesome San Gabriels. And then looking out towards the Tehachapis, all covered in low clouds. Low clouds are covering up a lot of the Tehachapis, the Scoties. So you won't even be able to see the Sierra Nevada today because there's a lot of overcast out towards that portion there. But yeah, up here, Mount Peltier. Finally made it up here. I've been wanting to come up here for a couple of years. Actually for a good few years. So I'm just going to go walk around and kind of just poke around a little bit, see the other sites around here. The asphalt road's a little steep in spots. A couple spots, especially as you get closer towards the top here, you'll get some higher, on this higher terrain, you'll get some steeper areas. But all in all, it's a pretty easy hike. I was able to maintain a really good pace, and I'm still, not in the best of shape in the world, but even a beginner can do this 5.25 mile hike without any problems. Honestly, the way up went by really fast. Well, look at this. Absolutely beautiful up here. Here's good old Table Mountain. And again, Mount Baden-Powell. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing most of my filming on the way down, because, like I said, I was kind of busy chopping it up with some people. So my next clip will be down where it's very nicely forested. There are some beautiful Jeffrey pine stands along this area of Table Mountain Ridge. That's what I call this. You got Table Mountain, Mount Peltier, and then over that way is East Table Mountain, which I did a hike up there back in December 2019. That was a really neat day too. So Table Mountain Ridge is really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff here. And there's some nicely changing black oaks further down too. Not so much higher up here. I mean, well, there are a few down there, but I'll tell you, this is a beautiful hike. People might not be too crazy about the radio towers, and there's a small astronomy facility down there. Sorry if I made the camera kind of shake a little bit. I guess I was scratching my elbows a little itchy. But here we are, back in my hometown, my home team mountain range, San Gabriels, which would also include the Santa Ana's, because that's even closer to my home. But this is one of my home team mountain ranges, and I'm glad to be back in my local mountains. Love being in the Sierras, love being in the Breckenridge mountain area, but I also really love being in my local San Gabriels. Here we are. Well, I'm gonna shoot a few photos because there's quite a bit to see here. So I'll see you on my next clip, which will actually be down the hill.